Imagine holding an adventure right in your hands. That's exactly what a great travel brochure does. Today, we're going to dive into how you can turn a simple piece of paper into a compelling invitation, a marketing tool that doesn't just list facts, but sells an unforgettable experience. It's a fair question, right? I mean, with everything flashing across our screens 24/7, you might think the good old printed brochure is a total relic. But what if it actually holds a unique advantage in grabbing and holding a traveler's attention? Think about it. Picture this. A traveler walks into a hotel lobby or a visitor center. What do they see? That rack of glossy brochures. That's often their first physical interaction with a potential adventure. It's something you can hold, it's focused. And it can spark that immediate interest in a way some fleeting online ad just can't. So how do you build one that actually works? Well, the good news is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's a proven formula. We're going to break it down into a simple 4-part blueprint for success that turns a casual glance into genuine curiosity. Okay, so every really effective brochure is built on these 4 key parts. First up, you need a killer cover to grab their attention. Then, a great introduction to pull them in. After that, you've got the body, which is where you really showcase the experience. And finally, and this is crucial, a super clear call to action to seal the deal. You get these 4 things right, and honestly, you're already halfway there. All right, let's start with the big one, the cover. I mean, this is your first and maybe your only shot to make an impression. Just look at this one for Oahu. That amazing image and the bold headline, Oahu and Honolulu uncovered. It just screams adventure, right? It doesn't just ask you to pick it up, it kind of dares you to. So, once you've got them to open it, that intro has to deliver on the cover's promise. The goal here is not to give away everything. It's to give them a quick, really enticing overview. Think of it like a movie trailer. You just want to give them enough to get them excited for the main event.
Next up, we have the body. And this is where you really get into the nitty-gritty, the key attractions, your unique services, all those must-see highlights. But, and this is super important, you have to focus on the benefits for the tourist. Don't just give them a list of features. Tell them why it's going to make their trip something they'll never forget.
And finally, to wrap up this whole blueprint, we've got the call to action, or what we call the CTA. Honestly, this is where so many brochures just completely miss the mark. You have to be crystal clear. Tell the reader exactly what to do next. Are they supposed to book online? Should they call for a discount? Whatever it is, make it simple, make it obvious, and make it super easy for them. Okay, so we've got the structure down. That's the blueprint. But a really great brochure, it's so much more than that. Now we get to the fun part, the real magic. It's not just about what you say, it's all about how you say it. This is where we learn how to turn basic info into something that's truly persuasive, something that really connects with people. The first technique we're going to talk about is vivid imagery. And really, this is all about using words that help the reader mentally beam themselves right to your destination. You're not just describing a place, you're painting a picture in their head. You're making the whole experience feel real before they've even thought about packing. And this comparison just shows the difference so perfectly. On the left, you've got, our rooms are comfortable. Okay, it's a fact, I guess, but it's totally forgettable. But look at the right side. You can practically feel that plush bedding, right? You can imagine that panoramic view. That is the power of using vivid language. It turns a boring feature into an actual feeling. Okay, next, let's take it even a step further with sensory details. We're talking about engaging the whole brain here. I mean, when a reader can almost smell the spices in the market, or hear the waves crashing, or feel that warm sun, you've just created a much deeper, way more memorable connection to the place. Here's another fantastic example. You'll visit local markets. Super simple. Kind of boring, right? But the version on the right? Well, that's an invitation. It's an invitation to immerse yourself in the colors and the sounds and the smells. It's not just a statement. It's a call to awaken your senses. And this all leads us to the power of your word choice. Using positive, really high-impact words is absolutely key. Words like breathtaking, unforgettable, or thrilling, they're not just fluff. They are emotional triggers. They actually shape how the reader sees your destination and build up excitement, making the whole thing sound completely irresistible. Let's check out one last comparison here. We offer boat tours. I mean, it gets the point across, but it's purely functional. But what about feel the thrill, discovering hidden coves and breathtaking views? See, that language completely transforms a simple activity into this exclusive, unforgettable adventure. And that is what sells. All right, so we know what to write. Now let's talk about how to actually present it. Because look, Even the best, most persuasive writing is going to fall flat if it's not clear, organized, and nice to look at. This is that final polish. It's what really separates a good brochure from a truly great one. So these are going to be your best friends when it comes to readability. You've got clear headings, which are basically signposts for the reader. You use bullet points to break down info into these nice, easy-to-digest little chunks, and you keep your paragraphs short. All of this is to avoid that dreaded wall of text. The whole goal is to make it super easy to scan. And this is exactly why all that stuff matters. When you're faced with a giant, dense wall of text, what happens? Your brain just kind of shuts down. Most people won't even try to read it. So think of it this way. Great organization is an invitation to come on in and explore. Poor organization is basically a locked door. This brochure for an Italy tour just nails it. Look at how the images, the numbered points, the clear sections, it all just works together perfectly. The layout here isn't just for looks, it's a functional guide. It leads your eye logically from one thing to the next, which makes all the information not just beautiful, but really, really easy to take in. So after all of that, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's pretty simple, but it's also really powerful. A great tourism brochure isn't just a list of facts or some dry sales pitch. It's an invitation. It's literally the very first step of what could be an incredible journey. And of course, every great invitation has to end with a clear next step. This example here is perfect. It gives you two direct options, go online or pick up the phone. And it even gives you a really good reason to do it right now, exclusive discounts. It just removes all the guesswork, all the friction between someone being interested and actually taking action. At the end of the day, every single destination, every tour, every hotel, it has a unique story that's just waiting to be told. And an effective brochure, that's one of the best tools you have for telling it. So the real question I'll leave you with is this. How are you going to tell your story and turn someone who's just curious into your next happy traveler?